In nature, confrontations don't happen out of senseless rage. They stem from territory, food, the right to reproduce, and the instinct to protect life. Moments captured on camera show animals fighting not just with strength, but with limits and choices. These are the most intense confrontations in the wild, where survival is decided in a fleeting moment. Hyenas appear on the savanna with familiar confidence. They move in packs, listening to sounds, following scents, silently searching for opportunities. A single hyena isn't particularly conspicuous, but when together, they become patient and unpredictable. An adult spotted hyena weighs about 120 to 140 pounds. Its strong jaws allow it to exploit even the leftover food sources in nature. Hyenas are rarely in a hurry. They observe and test their limits, believing that numbers always bring an advantage. That confidence gradually pushes them into confrontation. A lioness is surrounded by a pack of hyenas. They advance step by step, applying pressure, forcing their opponent to be on the defensive. The atmosphere becomes tense. The sounds of the savanna subside for a few brief moments. Then the situation changed. This was lion territory. From the tall grass, the lions appeared just in time. The counterattack was swift and decisive. It didn't need to last long. The advantage immediately reversed. The hyena pack dispersed, scattering to avoid direct pressure. Their pack instincts caused them to regroup in an instant. A few individuals tried to regroup, attempting to pull their pack out of danger. But the overwhelming pressure didn't allow for any further delay. The hyenas were forced to retreat completely. In nature, survival isn't just about numbers or recklessness. It's decided in the moment when the balance of power clearly tips to one side. Leopards appear silently, almost dissolving into the darkness. Their bodies are compact and agile, accustomed to moving alone. A leopard's strength lies not in ostentation, but in its ability to choose the right moment. Hyenas, however, are different. They rarely act alone, always moving with the confidence of a group. Their persistence and tenacity make them a persistent source of pressure. The encounter begins when the leopard tries to reclaim its lost prey. It advances cautiously, seeking to regain its initial advantage. But the hyena holds its position, refusing to yield. The pressure builds as the hyena closes, gradually narrowing the space. The leopard chooses to retreat, maintaining distance and observing. Silence becomes its strategy. In the most tense moment, another leopard suddenly appears. It snatches a portion of the prey and disappears. The outcome is decided in a few short moments. Individual intelligence helps leopards survive. But in nature, the pack is the deciding factor. Hippopotamuses dominate the waters with absolute composure. Most of the time, they are submerged in rivers and swamps, only their eyes and nostrils visible. An adult hippopotamus can weigh over 3,000 pounds. This size isn't for show, but rather a natural shield against any threat. Hippopotamuses don't hunt. They eat grass, move slowly, and rarely leave the water's edge. This calmness leads many species to underestimate them. But beneath that stillness lies a lightning-fast reflex when their safe space is invaded. On the riverbank, a lioness observes from afar. This isn't a familiar hunt. A hippopotamus is resting near the water's edge. The lioness approaches cautiously. The distance narrows with each step. Each advance tilts the balance toward the hippopotamus. The reaction happens in an instant. The hippopotamus lunges from the water's surface. Its massive body shifted all its weight forward. In a brief moment, the hippo clamped down on the lion's head and thrashed violently. The confrontation ended as quickly as it began. The lion, fortunate to survive, retreated in a dazed state. The rhinoceros emerges from the dry land with a slow but weighty gait. Its thick, armor-like skin envelops its body, weighing over 4,000 pounds. Its horns are not for ostentation, but to maintain a safe distance. Rhinoceros don't seek conflict. They live solitary lives, relying on stability to avoid unnecessary clashes. Most of the time, simply standing still is enough to deter any threat. But water always alters the order. As the rhinoceros approaches the riverbank, the natural boundary blurs. This is the hippopotamus's territory. From the water's surface, it emerges and moves closer, quickly compressing the space between the two species. The rhinoceros stops in a warning stance. The hippo responded with a show of force, its jaws wide open as a final warning. The tension lasted only a moment. Other rhinos appeared behind, instantly shifting the balance. The hippo slowed, then turned, and retreated back into the deeper water. In nature, not every confrontation requires victory. Sometimes, knowing when to stop is the key to survival. The snake lay motionless on the warm ground, its body coiled in a waiting posture. It controlled the space with patience and venom, waiting for just one small mistake from its opponent. In the world of snakes, a well-timed bite is often enough to end the confrontation. That stillness was broken when the mongoose appeared. Small and close to the ground, it moved continuously at a speed of about 7 to 9 miles per hour. Never standing still, never hesitating, the mongoose disrupted the snake's waiting rhythm. The mongoose actively approached and provoked. Each counterattack from the snake was precisely dodged with agile forward and backward movements. The mongoose patiently prolonged the confrontation, forcing the snake to gradually lose its advantage. When the time was ripe, the mongoose lunged forward in a flash. A decisive bite aimed directly at the head or neck ends it all. The fight is over quickly, without prolongation. In nature, venom doesn't always determine the outcome. Sometimes speed, alertness, and the ability to control the pace are the deciding factors for survival. In male elephants, there are periods when the body enters a state called must. This is when testosterone levels rise, lasting for weeks at a time. This change makes behavior more aggressive and difficult to control than usual. During must, male elephants are particularly sensitive to territory. They react strongly to the presence of rivals of the same sex. Confrontations can quickly become dangerous. On an open field, two male elephants meet. Ears spread wide, heads lowered, each step carrying immense weight. There's no need to charge immediately. Pressure builds from the distance. The struggle is tense. Heavy pushes test the endurance and steadfastness of each side. Neither wants to be the first to retreat. But over time, the disparity begins to become apparent. The younger elephant slows down its pace of attack. Then it retreated, slowly moving away from the confrontation area. The encounter ended without a chase. A timely decision brought the conflict to an end. In nature, knowing when to retreat is a victory for survival. Confrontations between bears often stem from very basic reasons: territorial encroachment, food disputes, or mating rights during the breeding season. With female bears, the instinct to protect their young makes the boundaries even clearer. A single misstep can ignite tension. But most encounters don't last long. Statistics in nature show that about 87% of bear confrontations do not result in death. Only about 4 to 13% end in death. The main causes are size differences or severe injuries. Two brown bears stand facing each other. A growl rings out. Bodies lunge in a brief skirmish. There is no prolonged chase, just a test of strength and will. After a few tense moments, both began to back down. The risks became too great to outweigh the potential benefits. They both retreated in different directions. In nature, most conflicts end in compromise. Not every confrontation requires death to determine a winner. Sometimes, knowing when to stop is the key to maintaining balance. The moments captured show that nature doesn't operate in chaos, but within very clear boundaries. Each confrontation is a silent test, where strength, instinct, and choice coexist. Most encounters end with timely retreat rather than unnecessary loss. If you appreciate the authentic survival stories of the wild, subscribe to the channel to continue our journeys. Across the plains, life moves incessantly according to the rhythm of instinct and strength. Every creature has its own way to win the chance to survive in the harsh environment. No moment of peace lasts long. Even the smallest sound can trigger the survival instinct. All follow the only rule: to survive or be eliminated. In that world, every breath is a journey of struggle to continue living. Beneath the calm waters of the Everglades, American alligators lie motionless among the water grasses, averaging about 10 feet in length. They have a bite force of nearly 2,125 pounds per square inches, enough to hold down any prey that comes within reach. Native to Florida, they play a vital role in the balanced ecosystem of the swamp. A Burmese python approached, its body more than 16 feet long, moving slowly and steadily. When the two species met, the atmosphere became tense. The two entwined, wrestling for hours. Although the alligator had a powerful bite, it gradually weakened and was forced to retreat. Such encounters are often merciless. Sometimes the alligator won, sometimes the python squeezed and took the lead. Burmese pythons are an invasive species in the Everglades, competing with native alligators for food. They often prey on juvenile alligators under 5 feet because they are easier to control. The confrontation between the two species illustrates a clear reality. In nature, each species seeks to survive, and strength does not always guarantee victory. In the middle of a quiet morning in the field, a small mouse moves around looking for food. Its body is light, its hearing is sensitive, always alert to every sound around it. Mice are usually active during the day, relying on sound and smell to perceive the environment and detect signs of danger. High above, the owl watches. With its large eyes that can see clearly in daylight and its neck that can rotate up to 270 degrees, it detects the slightest movement on the ground. Once it has located a spot, it swoops down gently, making almost no sound. Thanks to its special feather structure that reduces noise to less than 1 decibel. In a split second, its claws, with a clamping force of more than 300 pounds per square inches, hold its prey. The owl returns to a high branch, rearranges its feathers, and rests. The hunt is quick and quiet, demonstrating the bird's precise observation and natural reflexes. In the wild, silence and concentration have always been the factors that help them survive most effectively. On a hot morning on the African plains, a mother cheetah and her cub move slowly. Their steps are light, their gait agile, their yellow eyes constantly scanning their surroundings. With their slender bodies and speeds of more than 70 miles per hour, Cheetahs are the fastest land mammals. While moving, a troop of more than 30 baboons appeared, blocking the way. The curious leopard cub approached and was quickly surrounded. The cries echoed, dust flying in the sunlight. After a few short seconds, the leopard cub retreated to its mother, keeping a safe distance. The baboons stood together, showing vigilance. They live in groups of 20 to 100 with a high level of order and cohesion. Adult males have fangs about 5 centimeters long and a strong bite, often used to protect the group. When combined, they can make leopards, lions, or leopards avoid them. The mother leopard gently left, and the baboons dispersed. The encounter ended peacefully, reminding that in nature, the power of unity is always the decisive factor. In the shallow waters of the Luangwa River, a herd of hippos rests during the hot afternoon. The new leader, a massive male weighing nearly 8,000 pounds, lies in the warm mud. Around him, females and their calves swim lazily, keeping a cautious distance from the newcomer. A calf swims closer. Unaware of the danger, the male advances, clearly asserting his dominance. In the hippo world, this behavior is often the result of a male trying to eliminate a calf that is not his own. Forcing the mother back into breeding season. A change in leadership carries such risks. The scene ends quickly as the herd disperses, leaving the water calm. This seemingly cruel behavior is actually part of the natural cycle of life, where the instinct to reproduce dominates every decision. In the wild, survival and reproduction go hand in hand, like two sides of the same coin. In the dense forests of South Africa, 2 porcupines forage among dry leaves. Their bodies are covered with thousands of sharp spines that can reach up to 12 inches long. When they feel threatened, porcupines lower their heads and raise their spines, an effective defense against most predators. A young male leopard was lurking nearby. He spotted an injured porcupine and started to approach. As the leopard was about to strike, another female appeared, distracting him. The porcupine took advantage of that moment to run away into the bushes. In nature, a moment of inattention is enough to lose the opportunity. After a while, another young leopard tried to attack the porcupine and was pricked in the face and leg by its spines. The wounds, though small, were prone to infection, forcing it to retreat. The porcupine is a clear example of a simple but effective defense mechanism that helps sustain life. In the wild, experience and patience are always the deciding factors for survival. On a hot afternoon on the plains of South Africa, a herd of impalas grazes in the open grasslands. Their slender bodies, long legs, and ability to leap more than 9 feet help them avoid many dangers. They are always alert, their ears perked up, ready to react to any movement in sight. From a distance, a group of African wild dogs appeared. They moved in an organized manner, gradually approaching the water's edge. When they were close enough, one of them rushed out first, forcing the impalas to scatter quickly towards the lake. Forced into the shallows, a slow-moving impala was surrounded. Their precise coordination and superior speed quickly gave the pack the upper hand, confirming the species' effective hunting tactics. The lake gradually calmed after the chase. The wild dogs retreated to the tall grass, while the other impalas regrouped on the far bank. In nature, every encounter is a lesson in instinct and strategy, where coordination and timing determine the difference between survival and defeat. On the sprawling grasslands of the Masai Mara, a herd of buffalo moves slowly in the afternoon sun. Each weighs nearly 2,000 pounds, with thick hides and powerful curved horns. They are a highly social animal, often gathering in large herds to reduce the risk of attack. A male lion separated from the pride and observed carefully. He spotted a buffalo with a wounded leg. When the distance was close enough, the lion began to chase. Aiming straight for the weakest target, he jumped on the buffalo's back, but the prey reacted strongly, struggling, causing both of them to roll to the ground. At that moment, 2 female lions appeared to support, one holding the head while the other attacked the neck, causing the buffalo to lose strength. The battle ended quickly. The pride of lions stood around the prey's body, while the rest of the buffalo herd retreated far away. The lion's hunting tactics clearly demonstrated the coordination between observation, target selection, and precise action. In the wild, timing and coordination are the deciding factors between success and failure. From jungles to plains, every creature lives on the fragile line between existence and disappearance. Every encounter, every moment of survival is a testament to the resilience of nature. There is no absolute victory, only a balance that repeats itself generation after generation. When the sun sets, the rhythm of life in the wild continues, continuing the story of instinct and adaptation. In that world, life always finds a way to continue.